I just want to talk briefly about how to read this table. This is our t-distribution table on the from our book on page 414. Listed over here on the left, these are the degrees of freedom. Remember, degrees of freedom are one less than the sample size. The t-distribution is different because these are all critical values. They're not probabilities like in the z-score table. The probabilities are listed here at the top, and they're based on whether or not you have a one-tail or two-tail test. There's only a couple probabilities listed because we usually only need just these ones. These are the ones we usually use, right? So say you have a one-tailed t-test and alpha is set to 0.05, you would use this column here. If you had a two-tailed t-test and alpha was set to 0.05, you would actually use this column here. Let's talk quickly about what this number kind of looks like in the graph. I found a grapher online. So let's say we had, let's do this. Let's say we had 10 degrees of freedom, right? And we had an alpha of 0.05, or maybe better yet, we'll say 13 degrees of freedom because there's that Toyota problem. And we had an alpha of 0.05, right? The critical number is 2.16, and so this is a two-tailed test, alpha, 2.16. So let's go ahead and do this. Boop. X wants to be between negative 2.16 and positive 2.16. The 2.16, once again, is this critical number here. So let's graph this, see what it looks like. So here's our t-distribution. It looks very much like the normal distribution, right? This area in the middle is not 0.05, but rather 0.95. So this is 0.95, and this area over here and this area over here add up to 0.05. So this is 0.95. Yep. If we say we want to make like a 95% confidence interval using the t-distribution, we would want to use this number also, right? Because the middle, this part is 95% of the data. So we'd want to use that. All right. That is the t-distribution table, super quick, right? We have our degrees of freedom. These are all critical numbers. The probabilities are listed at the top, and you choose your probability based on what tail test you're doing, right? All right, that's it. Post if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.